is today? I think it's the 28th today, and in 12 days it would have been 1 year ago that I released the last video about the GT86, the video that told you about all the issues that the car had. Now another 12 months have passed, and today, right now, like what is the time now? 3 hours ago, I finished the last stuff of the car. Now the car, everything works. So the car is now like it should have been when it was delivered to me. Yeah, so what can I say? I have pretty much, the last video I showed you guys, you were already probably thinking this is insane, this is crazy, you know, because so much stuff was not right and so on. If you think that was bad, then wait what has happened the last 12 months. What I had to change, to modify, to redo, to completely do different, to take off, to put on the whole car. And it's also been a couple of other shops involved, and all of them have been shaking their heads like, what in God's name was these people up there thinking? So anyways, I'm happy that the car is now finally finished, and I wanted to make this video here the kind of the follow-up to what has then happened these next 12 months. How much have I had to do to get to the point where the car is now delivery worthy to, if I bought it, it should have been delivered to me like it is right now, with every system working. So for the guys who don't care about the details, you just know that pretty much everything has been changed at this point now. And I'm not just talking about small stuff, I'm talking everything. Fuel system, cooling system, oil cooling system, engine, exhaust manifold, turbo, ECU, wiring, pretty much everything. We had to go over everything because it was all complete bullshit. And the car is now running original stock electric power steering. That was one of the worst things to get that to work, because there is no solution for it. I think I'm probably the first one on this planet driving with a OEM electric power steering on the GT86 with a swapped engine and all the original parts. That means the original steering computer and stuff. My good friends is MPS Engineering here in Germany. They built that box that can now make the system work. So I think they are the first in the world to have this working. So anyways, that's just what I wanted to show you guys. I just wanted to tell everybody that the story is not ended, because I'm gonna continue drifting the car and continue building, but in the future it will just be normal vlogs, like what am I doing, where am I going, and what am I doing on the car and stuff like this. But now, after this little video where I'm telling you right now, I will put all the videos that I have made that has not been published, of all the issues and all the problems. And yeah, I am definitely not a happy camper on a lot of them. So just bear in mind that it's been hard times, you know. So just bear in mind, if I'm a little bit angry at some of them, you all know pretty much why. So I'm in my garage after the first after the first testing, and with the leaking turbo, it looks to me like I have to take the whole manifold off and everything. So all of this must come out off to have a look at what's going on with this turbo. I'm gonna take it apart and inspect it all, and yeah, some videos. I'm gonna make more small clips as I go. So I'm getting all the bolts and the hoses off down below. I'm starting upstairs now to take off stuff. I just took off this pipe and have a look inside the pipe. There's oil inside the pipe. This is that's not right. So I'm thinking in here. Yeah, it's there's oil in here, you know. So if there's also oil in here, that means that I'm guaranteeing, no, I'm not guaranteeing because I don't know, but I'm betting that this turbo was not rebuilt after the issue with running with no oil, and the whole fucking thing inside, the bearings or seals or whatever, it's leaking inside and it's leaking here too. That's what I think is going on. Anyways, we will see. I have to take it apart. Then I can ask the builder if he will own up and will have the turbo rebuilt. If not, I'll have to do it myself, or I send it to someone, to Comp Germany or Comp Norway or whatever, who can rebuild it. And if that all fails, I will fucking get a precision turbo and I will put that on. At least that is something I know about. But let's see. I didn't even see that before. This is the other end of it, if you can see. It's also oil here, you know, and inside it's also kind of oily. So oil has been leaking from inside the turbo and from the cold side of the turbo, and then in and to the intercooler and stuff. I can't save that amount of oil. You could maybe say that would be kind of atomized, or what you would say, like in the air, and it would then be going all the way into the engine, you know, making some issues there. Maybe the blue smoke, I'm not sure. It will definitely make the mix of the engine not exactly right, because now you have oil in the air. So I don't know, man. Anyways, we're gonna take it off and have a deeper look into it. But it's definitely not a quality job, man. That's just some bullshit. So finally, I have off this whole stuff. Really a stupid flange that has been used. Anyways, that is not the builder's fault, but the people who build it. It's really stupid to get off, and not easy and stuff. Anyways, here's the turbo. You can see how much oil is in here, and you can clearly see here all the oil here. So the oil comes from inside here, the shaft, runs out here, and would then leak out onto the return pipe. And we thought that it was the return pipe that was leaking. I don't think so. I think it was from here running down there, and then also, of course, leaking inside the hot area of the turbo, making blue smoke in the exhaust. So this is the whole issue. So this turbo has to be rebuilt. We will see if the builder, he will rebuild it, not himself, but if he will pay for it. I think the turbo came from KRB Trading, that's Kai, and I want him to rebuild it. If the builder won't pay, I will pay Kai myself. That is not a problem. But anyways, that was a little bit more information. Took more of the turbo off. I'm not sure it should look like that. I don't know. I'm not sure, but definitely the leaking going on is in some of this system here on both sides. The ring appears to be okay. Anyway. Hey, wait one moment. For you guys. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention for you guys that didn't see that video with all the points that I have to take. It's of course also a new turbo, and it's also a new manifold, and it's also a new exhaust system. You know, new turbo, while the turbo from before was also fucked running no oil and all this bullshit. And it was a comp turbo, and by comp turbos, if you want spare parts, you can forget it, because they don't sell them. You have to send your turbo to America to have it rebuilt, and this takes 2 to 3 months. That's why no one in their right mind would run a piece of shit turbo like that on a race application, where you need new spare parts from day to day if something is wrong with your turbo. And that's also why, if you go on some of those drifting groups on Facebook, I have my comp turbo there for sale to the highest bidder. It's been there a month, and no one, not even one guy, have bid €1 for it. Not one. So that's the kind of bullshit that they put on my car. Why a new exhaust manifold? Because on a race car you don't want T4 flanges with bolts you can't reach, so you can't quickly change your turbo. So I did, of course, a V-bend flange, and also the old manifold was from Japspeed, which is just the biggest piece of shit, cheap piece of shit you can put on your car. And I don't think my car was worthy of such a piece of shit, so I had one custom made. Yeah, that was it. That was just the information that was missing in the video before. Bye again, guys. Garrett turbo. Yeah. Status is right now that I have a new rack on the car, which is a new second-hand rack. That is also shit. It doesn't work. So I'm ordering a new one, a brand new rack from America. That will come in the end of next week, I believe. Then the steering issues can be done. Then all my turbo parts has come, pretty much. That's for building new exhaust. That is a new turbo and stuff that needed for that. Here's a lot of other stuff that I needed and some tools and stuff. Over here we have a new crank dampener, which is also going in the car. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention, as I didn't know how to TIG weld, so I went out and bought myself a TIG welder, and I've been TIG weld training myself to TIG weld the last week or two. So I'm now also good enough, at least, to make my own exhaust and stuff like that, which is nice. So that's kind of been going on more or less. Yeah, more videos on the progress a little bit later. So it's time for me to start welding the exhaust. I'm starting by the connection to the exhaust housing on the turbo. This ring is kind of tricky to weld because you don't want it to warp at all. So I put it on the table, and also I'm making it tight and putting gas in there when I weld, so that it on the inside is gonna look real nice. I'm gonna do that on all my exhaust welding. So I'll start by doing this. My exhaust manifold hasn't come, so I can't build anything more than that for the front. But then I'm gonna start the back of the car, start from the back and work my way forward. I've got pretty much all of the pipes that I need with bends and everything, so I don't have to make like 1,000 welds. And it's gonna look nice, and it's gonna be smooth. I'm gonna put gas inside when I weld it, so that the inside is gonna look nice. I'm gonna do flex pipe up near the front, so that the whole vibration from the whole exhaust doesn't go up and destroy my exhaust manifold and my turbo or whatever, you know. You should always do flex pipe. I don't know why they didn't put that on in underground garage, but you know, whatever. I'm doing stainless mufflers. I'm doing 2 of them, and I'm of course doing V-band flanges everywhere. And I will put one muffler. I will put one muffler here. One small muffler is gonna be here, and then the other one is gonna be at this point here, and then it goes out. So 2 small mufflers instead of one small and one big. Now I bought some heat shielding. It was really cheap. It was for an Audi or whatever. I'm gonna bend that so that it can sit and protect this part here, especially your link. you don't want heat to go in your link because it has grease and stuff in there. So if it gets too hot, the grease will come out and your link will get destroyed and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm gonna put some heat shielding up here before I put the exhaust. Yeah, someone wanna see how the old shit looked? What can I show? Yeah, I can show you this if you wanna see it. You know, here it is. That's the old pipe that was made, and then with this thing that all of that sat in the back of the car. Now these ones are iron. This was is stainless, and yeah, I mean, why would you do that? Why would you do iron pipes? You know, use stainless. It cost maybe 20 euros more. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm doing stainless everything, and hopefully my pipes are also gonna be a little bit more nice. I mean, yeah, whatever. So that's about it. What's more could show you guys if you want to know more shit. Yeah, okay, here. I'm definitely also going for a more nice looking piece than that, you know. It's gonna be my first time welding, so it's probably not gonna be the world's prettiest welds, but it's definitely not gonna look like that. I hope. I may be wrong, let's see, but I hope not, because this really look like shit, everything. So that's it, guys, that's it, man. Wish me luck. As I said earlier, I got my TIG welder 2 weeks ago, and I've just been... So I'm not a big fan of solid mounts. I know some of you guys, solid mounts, you can see here, solid mounts. I know some of you guys probably are big fans of solid mounts or whatever, but in my opinion, it just shakes everything to pieces, you know. I mean, it shakes all the parts to pieces and loosens all the bolts, and you will have vibration inside your engine that can ruin your bearings and your everything, whatever. I'm not a fan of it. That's why I also put an ATI crank dampener on it. I'm now changing these aluminum bushings to something that I think is better and smarter. Now I bought these. They go like that. Sorry, they go like this. Sits down there with the bolts through, so that it rides on these things. I have to modify them because the bolt here is M10, but what David made was ein Moment, Mika. And what David made inside here is a M12 bolt, not bolt, a nut. So I have to modify this. I'm gonna weld on a new bolt, and then I can screw it on the subframe, and then this goes to the engine. So that's kind of the thing that I'm doing right now. So yep, that's it, man. Taking stupidity out, that is solid mounts on your engine and your gearbox. It's stupid. Come on, guys, don't do it. It's just stupid, because it will transfer every single vibration from the engine through the chassis and from the gearbox. I also have solid mounts in the gearbox. I will also change that. This is stupid. Don't do it. You should do polyurethane. Now I modified everything and make this fit. It has 2 polyurethane rollers, so the thing is suspended on these 2 rollers with a middle bushing inside, you know. But I mean, it just rests on the polyurethane, you know. And the polyurethane is SCH80, which is good enough. If you want to be even more crazy, you can go to the black stuff. That's SCH90. You know, that's almost solid. But with this, your whole shit won't shake to pieces. Now the next thing is then to do the gearbox ones also. A little bit different bushing I'm gonna do here, but not this. It's just, I don't know why people do it. It's so stupid. Anyways, that was what I've done today on a Sunday. So what am I more doing? So front splitter off, side skirts off. These panels were the Toyota logo, that's also gonna come off. You can see the pieces is out here baking in the sun, so that I can take off the film, the stupid film, you know, the stupid wrap. I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm gonna have it all painted matte black like the rear diffuser is. Then the design is gonna be more nice. And I think I'm gonna leave this wrap on the car that's on there now, the really shitty wrap, just for a little bit, until at least I got things sorted out. Or else, yeah, or maybe I'm just gonna take it all off now already. But I think I'm gonna drive without the wrap, because I'm so fucking tired of putting money in this turd piece of shit car. You know, I don't even know if it's gonna work, you know, with the steering and everything. So, you know, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. I just want to show the extent of the bad paint job that's done. I mean, I've taken off the wrap now from the skirts and everything. Look at this. Look at this. This is not something that I can make. You know, this is a bad paint job. Someone didn't clean it properly or whatever. You know, paint just went off with the wrap everywhere. You know, this you can see. You know, and then here on the front splitter, it's the same story. You know, wherever there's a little bit of scrape, you know, paint just came off. I just wanted to show that, you know, just so, I mean, the rear of the car where I took off the wrap also. It's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna paint it again. Why not? Do everything double. 2 times everything, man. Yeah, brand new exhaust manifold, and of course it doesn't fit, so you have to drill up all the holes and stuff like that. I'm not really impressed by this company, VVTI.de, where we ordered these. We ordered 2 of them because we're 2 guys that needs ones. Mine was supposed to be finished in 1 or 2 weeks, my friend's in 3 weeks. Now that's 14 days and 21 days. It's been 46 or 7 days, and I just got mine today. So this is a warning. Don't use the company VVTI.de for anything, because they are full with fucking bullshit. You know, there's enough stupid people in this world. You don't need to use these guys. Use someone else. Anyways, yeah, turbo stuff everywhere, you know, and I'm putting everything on now. But I have to do some modification to the system and the way that Underground Grass made this water to oil cooler that hasn't any holder or bracket for it. I have to change that and make a bracket for it. And it's also leaking inside the car. I have to fix that also. All the lines that was made for the car, they don't fit the new setup. So I had to go to Hansaflex and make new lines. There's a lot of new lines and still need 1 or 2. So that's kind of what I've been doing for 7 hours today, and I will continue late in the night because I need to get this piece of shit finished so I can go drifting on Sunday. And today is Tuesday. Of course, I then also have to manufacture a whole exhaust system, you know, and with my new TIG machine that I got 2 months ago or 1 month ago or whatever, and I learned myself to TIG. So that's also gonna be a big challenge to make something like that. That's one of my first projects. That's crazy. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's what I gotta do. So my new setup is a Garrett GTX 3582 AR07 or something like that. It's V-band flange. And the exhaust housing is a trial, trial, same like here, trial housing, so that it's V-band flange. Everything is V-band. You know, the exhaust is V-band, everything is V-band. Anyways, that's what I like, and that's what I'm building. And I got a new manifold, which unfortunately I cannot recommend the company who made it. I actually want to give a warning out. Company called VVTI here in Germany. They may be able to build you an exhaust manifold, but this one was 35 days late. 35. Anyways, that's what I've been doing. I'm of course making new exhaust system, and I'm adding flex discs, not flex discs, flex pipes, so that the exhaust system won't shake my turbo or my manifold to pieces. And I'm even adding flex disc in the wastegate, so that when I go from the wastegate and back into the exhaust, because I'm winding back in internally, that pipe also has a little bit of flex, so that it will always be good and tight and easy to get off, and so on and so on, you know. And I don't know if I told you in one of the other videos, I bought my TIG welder 3-4 weeks ago, whatever. I never TIG welded before. I learned myself how to TIG weld, got a little help from some friends and whatever. And I'm making my own exhaust system. Looks like that. It may not be the most pretty welds, whatever, but it's nice and tidy, and not only a few welds. Then let me show you this is the one that was on the car. I mean, that was from the, yeah, you know what garage it was from, you know, what kind of bullshit is that? Anyways, that's what I'm doing right now, and I have a race in 2 days, so all of this shit needs to be done tonight or tomorrow, and it's already 10 o'clock now, so I got a long night in front of me, and hopefully it will all work out, and I can go drifting probably this time. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you a little bit. 3 o'clock in the night. It's been a long ass day. I don't even know what, 18 hours or whatever, something like that. Anyways, everything was going good. I was welding and it was going fine, and then suddenly everything started to turn to shit, and I just kept on trying to figure out why, and kept on going and kept on going. Now that is just because that I'm a complete newbie at this welding stuff. Apparently, even though I ordered it to be stainless steel, this part, only this part, is steel. So when you try to weld steel together with stainless and you use the filler for the stainless, it just turns to shit. So my beautiful creation here just turned to complete shit, because that part was iron, and I don't have time to order a new one, and yeah, it's just really shitty. So I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna just trash it on there, and you know, it's gonna be driving. We're gonna go drifting on Sunday. That's the main point, you know. I waited long enough. Now the car needs to go out and burn some tires and some shit, you know. So anyways, I just wanted to show everybody that I also make stupid mistakes, but yeah, that's how it is. Fuck yeah, it's alive. No exhaust, but it's alive, and running good, and no leaks as far as I can see. Everything is looking good, sounding good. So that's great. That's a great first step. Florian has arranged tuning with MPS tomorrow, so it will be tuned also. So that is also really great. See you. Yeah, it's running good. Staying really cold. 80 degrees, something like that. not exactly right yet, but close. And it's been running for 10 minutes now, so let's give it a little bit of gas. Sounds really sweet. There, fan came on. Let's see. Oh, that's about it. So, why am I home again with an empty trailer and brand new tires and 150 liters of gasoline in my car still? Well, of course, because this car was built by underground garage and parts was used in the car from all these stupid companies up there who think that it's smart to put in your drift car something special, something that you can't get everywhere, like a comp turbo that needs 2 months to be rebuilt, or an ECU from Autronics that so few people in the world use that you also really can't get any help or what you need from it when you need it. And the thing is, fuel system is fucked, that has to be rebuilt to function. The Autronic ECU and all that shit has to come out of it because it's not working as it should. It's actually reporting stuff that isn't right, you know. It's reporting that the timing is 18, but when you check it on the engine it's actually 47 or whatever, you know. We cannot make it run properly when you tune it with gasoline first. If you only put E85 on it, the timing and these stuff, you don't notice it. You won't feel it or see it or hear it because E85 is so forgiving that it doesn't care about that. It runs, well, sounds okay, runs okay, but the settings are all wrong. And that's probably also one of the things that was cause of destroying the engine. That and without oil and tons of other stuff. So it's all coming out. Every piece of shit those guys put in the car, I'm pulling it out and I'm putting new in it because I'm tired, you know. I'm tired of all this bullshit. Every time I want to go do something, go have a good time, I end up being shit. So another lots of time and money wasted. Soon another update, hopefully with some good news. Bye guys. So this is the demonstration how your car will look if you use Wisefab and the S13 rack. Now this is my third rack. It's probably the fifth or sixth different line and hose setup that I made on the car. We tried putting restrictors in, we tried, yeah, pretty much tried everything, but this is what's gonna happen. Your wheels will shake, you can see, can see. Yeah, the wheels are shaking. And yes, also this is the fourth pump. This is an electric pump, doesn't matter. I also ran it with the standard mechanical pumps, a second-hand pump, a refurbished second-hand pump, and a brand new pump. Same results. It shakes when you turn the wheels. Right now I'm having restrictors inside of the lines. That was recommended to me, or someone said put some restrictors inside of the lines. That also doesn't work. I just concluded that this S13 rack and is just a piece of shit, and I don't know why you guys put it in this setup. It should never have been in there. If you know, it's a 20-year-old rack, you know. So Ado, I'm asking you for help. Please tell me what is wrong with this setup. Where is the problem? Yeah, I need help. So at this point in time, I had the car sent to MPS Engineering to have them look at the steering system, and they had specialists from major car brands here in Germany come and look at it all, and they found some issues with it. They actually had to take it off and put it in a jig, and they found some issues that was clear only when you did that, because once you took it off the car, it actually kind of worked like it should, and once it was on the car, there was issues with it. Now I can't tell exactly what is the problem, because it cost me a lot of money to find out, and I don't want to tell. I can only say that that was one of the big issues, and MPS then fixed that and delivered the car back to me. They actually went out and tested it with my permission. Let's see a video of that. Here, there are some pictures of some of the racks that I've bought and had on and had off, some of the lines, and yeah, what's more to see in these pictures. Just some different stuff, you know, just for you to see. So it appears to be working pretty good at this point in time, as you could see. But the thing is, that test was on a parking lot where you pretty much only drift in a circle. That means there are no transitions. Now, when I got the car and went out and tested it and did transitions and stuff, I found that the steering was complete shit. Too heavy and too slow. Also tried to adjust caster and all kinds of stuff. It just never worked satisfactory, you know. So yeah, I was just really unhappy with that whole steering system. So yeah, let's watch some more video. What then happened? Here she is after her first official drift day, where everything worked, and it's been a long road. 1 year. It's taken 1 year. It's today's, I think it's the 13th or 14th November. So it's pretty much been a year. Now, what you didn't know, from those of you who only saw the first video, this is what had to be done to get to this day today, or yesterday, where I had my first drift event. Now, I also made a small update showing some of this stuff, but there was more points added because even more shit happened. So for those of you who saw that little video, yeah, what happened after I explained all of the steps that I had to take to get here was that last time we tested the car, the engine then finally gave up. It blew up, and the car was then taken to MPS engineering here in Germany for having a new engine put in, and I went on holiday because I kind of had enough at that point with all the bullshit for this car. So we put in a new engine. That's the engine that's inside now. It's completely stuck. It's never been opened, and it just works so good. We also picked up an extra 70 horsepower, which tells the story about how bad the other engine was. Now, we then took the other engine apart. And inside the engine, the bores were all fucked up, and we could see that the head, it had never been opened. So even though I paid under the ground garage 3,000 to make sure that that engine would be overhauled and everything would be looked at, it wasn't. You know, it was also just bullshit and lies. So there was lots of issues with that engine. We then found out also that there were issues with the wiring more. The engine wiring wires were in the wrong way of some of the sensors, and we also found out that the ECU is not ideal. It was reporting 18 degree on the ignition, but the ignition was 48, which is way wrong. You don't really hear that or feel that when you're driving on E85, but the car was supposed to been tuned to both run E85 and normally gas. But if I had ran gasoline, pure gasoline on it, I would have blown it up straight away. So that was also some shit. And for those of you who are still saying that I am a liar and everything I'm saying is not true, you can call MPS engineering and ask them how the engine looked, and if they put in a new engine, and if we changed the ECU to a new ECU, and if they fixed the wiring, and if they fixed the pumps that should be in the tank that wasn't in the tank, and they fixed the issues where gasoline could only be taken from one side of the tank, because David modified that system, and then the Venturi effect didn't work anymore. Call them, ask them. If you don't believe me, call. You know, there are tons of people who have seen what I've been doing and what has been going on. It's just been a nightmare. So when I say 90% the car is working, thereby meaning that it's working, everything we made now works, and it's really stable. It's making but the steering is just not good enough, not for me. It's really heavy and not quick enough. So I will, in a last attempt to try and see if I can make this into my dream car, build a new subframe for the car and put in a complete different and new steering rack, a much more powerful and quick and light steering rack. That is the last step of the journey. Yeah, that's it. So see you guys and have fun, and yeah, I guess I'll see some of you on the tracks for the next season. Now it's Christmas time, so soon Christmas time, so have a nice Christmas and bye to you all. So at that point in time, I did a lot of research, and I actually found out that a lot of guys were driving with the original steering system from the GT86, and you know, I felt kind of like that was some kind of conspiracy going on or some shit like this, because all I was been told was that the electric power steering on the car originally should be so bad. But apparently that was not true, because I later got invited into a secret club that I'm now a member of, where we are more than 150, I think now closer to 200 members, and 90% of them are driving with this PBM ankle kit on the original electric power steering. So what I then decided to do right now was I wanted to go back, put back all the original stuff on the car. That means the original subframe. That means I had to buy a new one because that one was already destroyed by underground crash. So buying all the original parts that was already on the car when I bought the car, but was taken off and now is gone. All of this stuff, buying that all back, putting it all back together, putting on the PBM ankle kit, and then having MPS fabricate a steering box that could talk to the steering computer. It has its own computer, since I am no longer running, the original FA20 engine. So that was the task that MPS were put on, and yeah, so let's see how that goes. So it's time to fix the last issues of the car, which means putting all of this new stuff on. Subframe, new rack, new mounts, new original electric power steering. All of this I had to buy. And then coming off is all the hydraulic, all the 25-year-old bullshit is coming off. Hydraulic pumps and the AC pump that's not connected because we don't have AC, but they left it on as they didn't know how to make it without, or I don't even know why it's on there, but it's stupid. Anyways, the reservoir for the power steering fluids, all the stupid lines, the cooler, and then later on down here the stupid old 25-year-old rack, and all of that stuff is now coming off, so that I can put that new stuff on. And along with this, the Wisefab kit that doesn't work is coming off, with all the Wisefab stuff in here. All of that's coming off. And then we're switching to something that 150 of my fellow GT86 club members pretty much are driving. PBM powered by Max, that works with the electric power steering. Now that all works, and they've just made new knuckles or spindles, whatever you call it, I've seen, and they are now getting up to 60 degrees of lock. So that is as much as the Wisefab kit, but it's cheaper. It looks to me to be much stronger. It's all iron, maybe a little bit more heavy, but who cares about that when you got 700 horsepower, whatever. So I'm really looking forward to putting all of that up on. A lot of work I must do to get there. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So first part is complete. All that shit that you saw before is now off. AC pump, servo pump, and I'm then using I forget the name. Yeah, if you need it anyways. I use a special wheel here that also has you can see grooves in it, and then you can use a short belt, and you can go around, and you don't need all of this bullshit, and you don't need a holder and a bracket and a blah 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 whatever, so this is the way to go. Yeah, and so now I'm gonna move on to taking off the what's gonna be all the lines and the rack, and starting to unbolt all of the Wisefab stuff, I guess. So pretty much most of the Wisefab shit is off. I've changed the top mounts. You can see there's a big gaping hole now where the Wisefab kit used to sit. I may have to close that at some point. Maybe I just do it with some, yeah, I don't know, with something, whatever. Right now I need to just get it finished and have everything tested, see if it works before I do more work. So I changed the top, I put on the original spindles that has been sent to Powered by Max and have been modified. I'm now holding the engine and ready to loosen the 4 bolts to take the subframe off. And then it will be this stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me because I got my heater going because it's so cold today. I just want to show you guys this. See how the threads are destroyed? Well, these bolts came from the cross member that was put on in the factory at Subaru or Toyota. And we're doing the rest of that part of the video without my original recording because I'm swearing so much and I'm so angry that I don't even think I could put that stuff on YouTube. I think it would be taken down. That's how angry I am. But let's just explain what happened. So these people managed to destroy the 4 places in the car that holds the front cross member of front subframe or whatever you call it. Those 4 bolts that go up there, I think two of them was okay and 2 of them were destroyed, one of them really bad. Luckily I managed to kind of repair it as best as I could, and then when I put the subframe back up there, I put the strongest Loctite I could find. That then means that this front subframe is never coming off again, ever. If it comes off ever again, you need to then after cut the front of the car up and weld in new new threads, sleeves in there in the frame of the car, you know, and that's the stuff that I'm dealing with from these people every step of the way. Every time you take out some bolts, some of them are destroyed or not put in right or wrong or something all over the place. It's getting really ridiculous. So I finished modifying my subframe. I cut out these pieces and I welded in the supported new pieces. I grind it all down. I'm ready to clean this whole thing and get it painted. I just paint this part myself, you know, where it needs. Inside of the cups here also, because I welded it good, you know. We want it to be strong and never have any problems. So that's why I do it like this. What's more? Yeah, that's about it for now. And yeah, soon it can go on. Yep. Only need to put the link and connect to the cabin and put electric motor in the cabin. But other than that, it looks okay, sounds okay. Need to tighten all the bolts everywhere. Other than that, it's almost there. So I've nearly finished. I've got the PPM kit on, looks very nice. I got some tape places where I still need to tighten the bolts and just remember stuff. I haven't put on the tie rod ends and that stuff yet. Waiting for wheel spacers to get this all set up with my, I'm changing from 17 in the front to 18s, and I'm waiting for new tires. They should come tomorrow. Then I can put that on and get everything lined up nice with the fender and stuff like that. I don't know if I showed you. All the bullshit from here is now gone. That's a mechanical pump, pulleys, AC pump, lines, reservoirs, old piece of shit subframe with the, not the subframe is actually not old, but the rack is an old piece of shit. S13 rack and all that bullshit. Off with all of that, ready for the garbage. Oh, and I just took off the steering column and electric motor housing that was on the car. That was removed to drive with a hydraulic system, which don't work. So I've taken that all off and put my brand new column and pump, and everything fits great. Sits up there. It's the new column. I moved my custom made well, I don't know what you call it. This one, so that I can move the column in and out and up and down. I made that custom so that it sits here and doesn't point down, which was stupid. And you can see the motor sits down there. The housing sits there, and the motor actually goes up and sits in a hole up there. You can't see it. So I'm waiting for my ECU. That's a steering ECU only. That's been modified by my good friends MPS Engineering here in Germany. Those are the guys you go to if you do anything Toyota, Nissan, tuning, whatever. These guys can take care of you. They got the good stuff. They got a dyno. They got everything. They can build whatever you need. So MPS Engineering or MPS Tuning, that's the guys to go to when you want something done seriously. What more? Yeah, I just kind of need to hook up the ECU and put some power on it, and I mean, it should be electric power steering. I should be pretty much done. I modified my exhaust system to make space for the sway bar down there. It's not pretty, but it works, and whatever. Maybe you want to see, guys. So let's have a look. Come on. There you go. So anyways, I had to modify my exhaust because before it came down straight through this where now the sway bar is. So I had to modify it upstairs, took out this downpipe or whatever you call it, and modified everything so that it could get this bent. And then I had to angle it and all kinds of shit. And I don't have a saw, like a band saw or like a cutting table to cut these pieces in really straight. So when you cut them with your flex wheel, they won't be exactly straight, and then it's really hard to weld nicely. I had to fill in so many holes, and 80% gets the job done, and it will hold, and it's not gonna leak. This is good enough for me. It may not be beautiful, but hey, it holds, and that's the main thing. So that's all of that I had. I had to cut here and then up there and make all of that last night. Got all of that done. I got the rack on, and I just welded in some, what do you call it? For the bolts, the heads of the bolts. I don't even know what you call them. These thingies in here so that I can put on my skid plate. I have a skid plate here that I have here on the bottom that simply just covers all of this space, to just protect your oil pan in case of debris, damaged tires, whatever, you hit some shit. That's a good idea. Other than that, I said, just the PBM kit is on. Yeah, I think that's it. for now. More videos when I get further. So finally, everything is put on. I have not tightened all the bolts, but I have plumbed the ECU, the electric motors, everything is on. And as you can see, I cannot turn the wheel. And then when I put on power on the car, like this, I can turn the wheels. You can see. Easy, no problem. I can nearly do it with not one hand, but this is without driving. So yeah, finally we got something that's working. So some testing tomorrow. I just wanted to share the good news, guys. Now I have to put everything back together and tuck it all away and finish some alignment stuff, but yeah, this is good news. So when we put in the new engine, that was made like a temporary solution for the charge light. It's actually just sitting out here in the engine bay because the wiring of the car wasn't right. So we just made a temporary fix, and now I'm then doing the final job to get this sorted out also. So I'm removing this stuff, and I'm in process of making new wires that I will then thread into the car, and the wire then comes out here, to my dash panel, and then I'm gonna put two connectors, and then I drill the hole and put in a light. So once you put on ignition on the car, this light, there's a light on my camera. Anyways, once you put on ignition on the car, this light will turn on red, and you then know that once you start the car, that red light will go out. When that goes out, that means that the system is charging. I also have a volt gauge in my dash cluster, but I mean, this is a nice thing to have also, that red light will come on if the charging of the car doesn't work. And that could be an issue when you are drifting and your charge stops to work. Your car will run low on battery and systems will stop to function, fuel starvation, blah blah blah. It's just something you don't want to have. So I'm making this to make it as perfect as I can. That's about it.